Alrighty, guys. I have a fairly obsessive personality. I woke up this morning desiring nothing more in life than to fire up Tome and dive into it. But I thought, nah, Jeff, be responsible. Do your work first. So I was working on Caverns of Zeskasian 2 all morning. Added a new concept to the game, which is cantrips, which are very, very low power spells that have special things going for them, but are also kind of crap spells. And then kept testing the newly reinstated soldier class, and then I just had to compile now. It takes 10 minutes to compile, but I realized I have an hour. I mean, I could use that 10 minutes slash an extra hour and 20 minutes to play this. But because I've been working on it all day, I had no more desire to... whoops, I don't want to do a new game. That was close. No desire to... Wait, I don't want to do a new game, guys. No desire to do anything other than... keep working on Caverns. But I'm sure I will get back in the groove of this as soon as we fire it up. Sure shot. Yeah, that's the dude. I almost pressed delete, guys. I'm just not on my A game. Almost killed our character before he even got back into the game. Look at that nice little cloud drifting. That's kind of cool. All right, let's do a few things first. We're not going to go in here. I spent yesterday at work thinking about this and realizing, yeah, we don't have a means of breathing underwater, and we have other quests to do already. Now, something I was told I didn't know. I pointed out that you know, we have all these things listed here that we can use, and yet we don't know what they. And yet I was like, well, don't you have to have them equipped? Well, a gentleman, forgive me, I keep forgetting to learn the name before I come in here, but someone told me when you click one of these and it's not already equipped, what you're really telling it to do is equip it and use it. So it has to take a turn to equip it and then a turn to use it. So you're really using 2 turns when you do one that's not already in. I think that's kind of silly / stupid. Maybe there's an option you can turn it off with. My fear is, like, if I wanted to use... Come on, man. Get out of this. I guess it does tell you over here on the right which one you're pointing at, but these two look identical, right? What if I click the wrong one in my haste and it cost me 2 turns, you know? Likewise, I wonder, we look at this halfling foot, Prox's lucky halfling foot. We know we can use it in the sense that it's down here and usable. But does that, if we use it, are we using it or are we just equipping it? Because I don't see what it does as a use. I don't know, guys. Tell me what's. If you've played this game before, tell me if this Prox's Lucky Halfling Foot has an effect when you use it, or if left clicking it is just equipping it. It says left click to use. What the hell is press M to set up? I don't know what that is either. Let's try it. Let's press M. Set up. Okay, maybe you can set up hotkeys for, you know, doing this kind of thing. Don't need to. We've already got it all in there. All right, so we got to walk back across. No, let's not do that. Let's just use our Rod of Recall. As a matter of fact, let's also put back on our Lantern of Health to get the extra health out of it. Don't know if we need the Summertide Vial. Although when attacking in melee, we're not really using it in melee, so I don't know. Let's use our Rod of Recall to go out of the dungeon. I'm curious if it will just take us out of this section of the dungeon, like the area of the underground thing, or if it will take us to. I'm pressing 5 to pass my turn, or if it will take us to. Oh, I didn't realize it was counting down right here. If it'll take us like all the way out of the. To the overworld map, you know? Let's find out. Overworld map is what we wanted. So rather than go into the underground area under Nur, this is what we want to continue doing, right? Find the maze, the sandworm lair, and Daikara. Let's do whichever one is close. The maze is west of Dearth. Sandworm lair is far to the west of Dearth. So I'm assuming the sandworm lair is tougher, probably, if there is a scalable aspect to this, because... You know, you're going to come across the other one first, potentially. And on the eastern borders of the Thalaran Forest is this. We know where the Thalaran Forest is. It's not far. We could do it. But let's go to the maze. Let's do them in order that they're listed here. Maybe that's even a clue. I don't know as what order you should do them in, quote-unquote. We got a lot of money. We could go home and see if they got anything to sell. It's, you know, worthwhile. Let's go in here. Could also sell all our gems, maybe. I don't know if you're allowed to sell them, actually. Still don't know what the gems do, guys. You don't see how to get there? You don't see how to get there. Here. You go like this, and then you go like that. That's how you get there. We've already got a good longbow. This one's, pricey, but still. Do we want a better sling? What does this do? Accuracy +5. Maximum life +10. Meh. What are you using for sling? Do we remember? Right. Does lightning damage. Now stick with what we got for that. We might want to buy the quiver of arrows in case we're forced to use. But right now, it's all it's for, right? If we're forced to use this, because we really prefer using the slingshot with its not slingshot, the sling with its awesome damage, right? I'm assuming base power is the range of damage the arrow would do natively versus, look at this. Base power 37.5 to 45. That's why we switched to it. I'm assuming this does 37.5 to 45. But it is possible, and somebody tell me, if you know this game and you can tell me, that there's an interaction. The same way that we saw armor hardiness and armor. You might have a lot of armor, but if your armor hardiness is shit, it won't block enough. Or you may have a lot of armor hardiness, but not much armor, so it won't really matter. There's kind of an interplay there. I don't know if there's an interplay between this and this, so that we can't do, more than a certain amount of damage because our sling is shit. If that's the case, tell me. Do I want to waste money on that? We can also, let's go look at our various armors over here too, in case there's a. Come on, why are you having so much trouble figuring out the basics of how to get into a door? Not too worried about stamina. It hasn't come into play much for us. I'm sure it would for some. Heavy armor training for some of these, but we might be able to get that. I noticed something. Let's take even a look at it. Oh, we can't, of course. We can't get to level up. When we can, I'll take a look at it. Do we spend money on the arrows, guys? Do we spend money to upgrade something we're not even using on the off chance that we have to use it? These are pretty good. These are ostensibly better in the sense that they cost more. 14 to 20, 12 to 17 for base damage. Uses 70% of your dexterity and 50% of your strength in terms of, how it applies, I guess. How it applies, like, it's, your stats to, how easy it is to hit or how much damage it does or whatever. Cripple the target on a weapon crit, reducing mind, spell, and combat action speeds by 30%. Likewise, so why is this one more expensive? Let's take a look at it. They both require dexterity 11. No difference there. They're both 3 encumbrance. No difference there. The cheaper one has more arrows to it. 19 instead of 17. They both use the same dex and strength ratio. They both have the same crit chance. They both have the same armor penetration. This one's just better. Let's buy it. Alright, let's equip that. Let's go to our main set. So at least if we do switch to the bow, because say we run out of slingshots and we need to freaking fire fast, at least we'll have something that's a little better, Not much better, but better. Alright, let's head out of town. Nothing else here for us. Keep our eye open for whatever Styre the Alchemist wanted from us. And we're heading west, looking for a maze. Let me switch over to my number pad here. Also, let me make sure I'm recording. Because, Jesus, when I feel dumb. Yeah, I am. Can't enter the forest, of course. This is very cold. Frozen sea. Let's not go up in the cold area yet. In case there's like things I don't know about where you need to have warm equipment or something. Is this it? Maze? A gate into the maze. That wasn't very far at all. Never visited yet. Let's go in there. Oh, wait, what's this dude? Oh, wait a minute. Is it an enemy? It probably is an enemy. Novice mage. No, before you stands a young man, a novice mage, by his looks. Good day to you, fellow traveler. I'm bothering with a voice from What brings an apprentice mage out into the wilds? Ah, my story is a sad one. I should not trouble you with it, my friend, and I should speak with some degree of clarity, instead of slurring my speech like an idiot. It is no trouble at all if you slur. Please tell me. Well, if you insist. I am a novice mage, as you might have noticed, and my goal is to be accepted by the people of Anglewyn and be taught the secrets of the arcane. It is a noble goal, but who are the people of Anglewyn? Well, good luck. Bye. The keepers of our... I do not think I'm supposed to talk about them. Sorry, my friend. In any case, I must collect many items. I have some already, but I am still looking for an arcane-infused artifact. You do not happen to have one, I imagine. Well, if you do, tell me, please. No way, bye! I just like the buys. I might have one. I've had them in the past and thrown them away, I think. Quest and apprentice task. Alright, we got another quest here, guys. You met a novice mage who is tasked to collect an arcane-powered artifact. He asked for your help. Should you collect some that you do not need? Alright, I thought I might have had one, but I apparently don't. Like, this isn't an arcane-infused thing? I guess not. Infused by nature. We had a ton of them, guys. Oh, powered by arcane forces, not infused. In case I'm wrong, and that is powered or infused, powered by unknown forces. Alright, just on the off chance that I'm wrong, these are all powered by... Let's just see. I found this artifact. It looks powerful and arcane infused. Maybe it would be enough? Yeah, take Moon. I don't want it. Quest completed. An apprentice says, you have found... Oh, good, okay. You met a novice mage, blah, blah, blah. He asked for your help, and should you collect... Okay. Do I get anything for that? Oh. So, yeah, you have enough magical items now? Ah, yes, I am so glad. I will be able to go back to Angle... well, I guess I can tell you, you deserve it for helping me. During the dark years of the Spell Hunt, many thousands of years ago, Leonil, the great mage of the Carcrul, worried that magic might disappear with her generation and be lost to mortals should they need it again. So she set a secret plan into action and built a secret place where magic would be kept alive. Her plan worked, and the group built a town called Anglewyn in the Western Mountains. There you go, right here. Take a look. There it is. Not many people are accepted there, but I will arrange for you to be allowed inside. Oh! How could such a place be kept secret for so long? This is interesting indeed. Thank you for your trust. La la la, we got an achievement. The Secret City. Alright, what is it telling us here? Anything we need to know here? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, we did that. New achievement! Discover the truth about mages. They're jerks. Magic has not disappeared from Maj'Eyal with the end of the Spell Hunt. Not that I know what the Spell Hunt is. During the Age of Dusk, as the Spell Hunt was nearing its end, a powerful mage of the Carcrul, Leonil, created a safe haven for the few remaining mages of all races. This place is Anglewyn, the city of magic, and for over 2,000 years has taught magic to preserve and expand it. You have been told this story and can now create new characters with the Archmage class. Awesome! Maj'Eyal are the pinnacle of spellcasters, attuned to the magical properties of the world. Class features: cast elemental spells to burn your foes to death or freeze them, summon the powers of space and time to protect and cripple, dabble in phantasms and illusions, manipulate the forces of magic themselves. All mages use mana to cast their spells. It slowly replenishes over time. Alright, well, there you go. It's our very first playthrough. Essentially, I mean, admittedly, I played several 1-hour sessions and then quit, and then one 5-second session who died. But really, our first attempt at winning, quote unquote. And we've already unlocked 2 classes, the Summoner and the Archmage. We could go immediately to Anglewyn, but we'll have a lot. Well, we got some good money. Let's go. There's a hidden teleportation portal to Anglewyn, the hidden city of magic here. Go to it. Hey, buddy. It's a geomancer. Can I talk to you, or are you just like a... He activated crystalline forces. Focus. This doesn't matter. We're not at war. Do I need to talk to any of you? What is all this shit? Nice fountain. It's a good looking fountain. Problem is I have no clue who I can talk to and who I can't. Can I talk to you even though you're like wrapped up in a bubble of pink? Maybe not. Maybe it'll have like a title or something if Welcome, Alan Shershop, to my shop. Oh, I could get staff training here. It's kind of cool. But let me see your wares. Oh, you sell all these staves that I can't use because I don't have staff training. I'll keep it in mind. Well, let's just find out. What would it cost? I can teach you staff combat. Talent category spell staff combat. Learning the basics costs 100 gold, while more intensive tutelage to gain proficiency costs 500 gold. Once you're proficient, I can teach you more refined techniques for an additional 750 gold. I don't think we're going to do that right now, guys. Money is hard to come by. Although it'd be nice to have the category open so we could use them, but we're not going to, right? We're going to keep using our slings and staves, so what will be the point for us? If I could find somebody to teach me shield use or something else, it'd be awesome. This guy sells runes. That's kind of neat. There is a lecture on humility by Archmage Lionel here. It can be used to read it. It's not expensive. Should we buy these things just to learn more about the game and see if it unlocks anything or whatnot? For the sake of 6 gold. Oh my god, that's a lot of text. I would love to. Fuck. I should read through it. Skip ahead if you don't want to, guys. When you see this big wall of text disappear, I've probably stopped talking about it. He's going to sound a lot like Darwin, because she sounds smart, and I don't feel like doing a female voice, because I'm not in the mood to do falsetto for 6 paragraphs. It was some years now since twain of our brightest students left Anglewind, sullied by our veil of secrecy and our silent duty. It still lies heavy on mine heart to think of what they could accomplish within our private circle. I but hope that one day they whilst return. I probably mean whilst, but what do I know? I'm just an archmage. And they whilst understand the reasons behind our solemn mission. But I must think of the future, for too many are the regrets of mine long past, and to hold their burdens overlong is to be crushed. I must think of ye, young acolytes, who start now in the learning of our laws. I must explain to ye our mission, our purpose, our justification. I am slurring a bit, guys, because I'm trying to rush through this, because I'm sure you're bored as fuck of me reading a big paragraph. Even though I go tomorrow to be paid several $100s to keep reading big paragraphs for a book. So that ye understand all what we do and why. In secrecy we operate, trying to heal the harms of our past, trying to build a better future. For our penance is great, and never should it be forgotten. In all Isle, I guess that's the name of the world, not Tales of Maj'Eyal, the terrors of the spell place, I should know well, for I were there 3,000 years ago, Gandalf. But a young mage was I, though not without promise. I knew of the Shalaran mage's experiments on the Chateau ruins. I was just there, buddy. Aye, and I were jealous of the powers they sought to unlock. No fear or caution had I in my arrogant youth, thinking only of opportunities and glory. Heed well that thought. 2,600 cycles of the sun have passed above my head, and yet still I cannot shake the memory of the day the sky turned to flame and the earth was torn to shreds. I guess that was the spell blaze? And that was Shalaran mages doing their experiments on Shurtol. That's what causes the spell blaze. Are we learning that? I guess. I felt the magic in the air, the sudden unleashing of arcane energies beyond anyone's control. I knew in an instant that the Shalaran had unlocked the power of the far portals. Interesting. But the forces were far beyond their expectations. I saw within seconds the streams of blazing energy tear through the sky above our heads, and then rain down in crimson plumes of destruction. It was all I could to put a shield about myself, and the burns I suffered were terrible, such that scars remain to this day. No one about me survived. Oh, I see no one around you, okay. About me survived. Still, I remember mine sister Neera's shortened scream, as she stood beside me, her skin flayed off by the terrible energies, her body consumed by a pyre of flames, her ashes strewn by a great tumult in the earth. 26 centuries have passed, and still I do wake to the sound of that scream. Many were the loved ones I lost that day, and I were not alone. Countless perished across the lands, and countless more died in the chaos which followed. This is hitting a little close to home. In the wake of, certain hopefully idle threats coming out of Russia right now to use nuclear weapons, but alright. Then the spell hunt began, and the people rose against the arrogance of the mages and began slaughtering us mercilessly. After the spell blaze, our abilities were in disarray, our mana channels sundered. We were nigh defenseless, and it took great effort to gather many of us together and found the hidden city of Angelwyn. 1 second. Needed water, guys. A great many mages were killed in the riots that followed. I and many innocents too, for distrust was rife and the thirst for blood all-consuming. But alas, the suffering did not end there. The effects of the spell blaze can still be seen today in tortured lands and blighted earths. In the Age of Dusk, it were much worse. New diseases arose, plagues swept across all cities, civilizations brought to nothing. All our races came close to extinction, and an age of darkness came upon all learning and enlightenment. Feudal lords and bandit gangs fought amongst what little healthy lands were left, whilst the blights continued to ravage what free people remained. That was when I did begin our secret missions to repair the world, to make right the errors of our actions. In silent operation we visited the broken lands and used our powers to heal, not to destroy. Many centuries it took, but at last the after effects of the spell blaze began to diminish and the people began to rebuild. Ah, how much hope was in me then, but foolish were I to think it would be so easy. The wounds of Maj'Eyal struck deeper than mere diseases on the surface. The poison went down much further, and the cracks tore through the very roots of our world. God damn it. One dark and stormy day, a great cataclysm, I guess that's two separate events, the spell blaze and the cataclysm, swept forth from the east, and the land rose 500 leagues into the sky. Jesus, that's a lot of land rising. We could do naught but gasp in horror as whole cities, whole races were swept into the sea. The continents were sheared apart, and all of Isle forever changed. It was a sight to humble even the greatest archmage. Aye, and humility is what I teach to ye now. Know ye well that there are forces out there which dwarf ye into insignificance. Know as well that they have no glory, no pride, for they are forces of ultimate destruction, which bring only terror and pain. There we go, guys. We read that goddamn thing, and I'm sorry to break it to you. Fuck. I appreciate this. I genuinely do. If I weren't recording this, I'd be like, this is awesome. Because I like learning the info. And to be honest, that's why I want to read it right now, is because I do want to learn about this world. And maybe you do too. Maybe I'm doing you a disservice by rushing through it. But it'll probably take me 10 minutes to read this at a shortened pace, So, here we go. What is magic? A study by Archmage Tazimar Trillian, who sounds exactly like Illyrian Chicky Poo, whose name I've already forgotten. How uncouth and common a question it must seem, and yet it is the one I am asked most often, even by some of our most learned students. Too often we teach the art by practice and imitation and concentration on the end effects, without teaching in greater detail of the underlying principles. Just as a musician may merrily play on his harp without knowing how the sound arises from the vibration of the strings, so a mage may make use of magic without realizing the true forces at work. Indeed, they are C-sharp in unity. In this document, I hope to give learning on the nature of magic and how the underlying effects give rise to all the wondrous fruits we can produce, including bananas. Alchemists will tell you that the world is made up of many base materials, lead, copper, iron, gold, and so on. They are fixated on splitting things down into these components and investigating how they react with each other. However, there is more to the world than this. Certainly they represent the physical makeup of things, but they do not show the forces and energy that bring everything into motion. It's all strings, guys. String theory. The forces of fire, cold, lightning, and life itself are all very real effects, and these we call the elements of Isle. The true Archmage is interested in the interactions of the elemental forces of the world and manipulating them to his or her need. The elemental forces exist naturally in the world and are weaved around all things in all-encompassing canvas. They move, vibrate, and resonate, like fucking strings, with the materials of the world, and the effects of each play heavily on one another. All creatures naturally make use of these elements, and some are more attuned to these threads, or strings, than others. In case you don't know what I'm babbling about, string theory is a potential explanation for how the universe works in physics. With great training and practice, we can become more attuned to these wild forces ourselves, and in so doing, can match the speed of wolves, the strength of bear. I'm faster than a wolf anyway, you see me leap? The tenacity of treants, and even the immense natural powers of dragons. But there is another way of gaining access to these elemental forces, a more direct way, though some would call it unnatural. Long ago, people discovered with much training how to concentrate their wills to pluck the elemental threads directly. This can release great energies, and these can be shaped to produce real effects in the world. Plumes of fire, bolts of lightning, and blasts of ice can all be called forth by those suitably trained. The true masters of magic can go much further, combining many resonant forces to create complex physical effects. The tapping of threads can be a draining task, requiring much effort of will to sustain. This is what we versed in the arcane call mana, that mental stamina required dedicated to the interaction with the elements of the world. Continual use of magic is like the constant lifting and holding of heavy weights, and eventually one will find one's capacity drained. Practice allows one to build up greater pools of mana, and certain runes and spells can gradually build extra reserves to be called upon as needed. Magical runes and items are imbued with an attachment to certain elemental threads. This requires delicate work by experienced and gifted enchanters. The most delicate of magical artifacts demand many years of work, using intense mental effort to permanently attune the core materials to the right elemental energies. Gemstones are especially easy to work with within this grasp. I'm trying to figure out how to use them, dude. And alchemists use them often to bring about elemental effects. Can Styre do that for me? Like, how do I get them used? Maybe somebody in this town can do that for me. Some believe that magic is inherently wrong. The so-called twisting of the elements with one's will can only lead to terrible things. As students of Angelwyn, I assume you disagree. Magic is simply an extension of the forces of nature, and are we not natural creatures that use it? But remember that magic is still a powerful force that can be used for good or ill. Magic is indeed a tool of immense value. Use it wisely. There we frickin' go. That was a mouthful and a half. Thank you for your library. Let's go to the alchemist. Maybe he can work with our stones. He sells this shit. But what do I can sell him my stones. No, I'm not trying to sell anything. What if I did? I'm not saying I want to. I just want to know what he'll say. No. What does that mean? He'll tell me how much I get for it, right? I mean, they're worth a fair amount of money. Given I don't know how to use them, I could just do it. Let's sell our fucking gems, guys. I would like to use them for something else, but they are a gold mine. Or a gem mine, I guess, more appropriately. We're as rich as we will ever be, guys. Look at all that lovely, lovely money we have. Over 200 gold now. No, I don't want to sell anything else. Now, stop it! I'm not trying to do that. Do you have anything here that's, kind of cool? Regeneration. Activate the infusion to heal yourself for 175 life over 5 turns. Yeah. That's not great right now. I have a healing one that does 194 instantly, for God's sakes. That's kind of neat. Ooh. Well, I don't know, guys. That one's kind of neat. I can't deny it's expensive, but we could afford it. Then again, we've got, gun infusions that are working right now for us. I don't think I'm going to do it. Thanks, but no thanks. Come on, man. Why can't you figure out how to get to this door? Hey, what up? Welcome to my shop. If you tell me you can work with my gems, I'll be right pissed off. I am looking for special jewelry. You know the kind I mean. Then you are at the right place, for I am an expert jeweler. If you bring me a gem and a ring, I can create a new ring imbued with the properties of the gem. The original traits of the ring will be lost in the process, but new ones of similar quality will be generated. There is a small fee depending on the level of the ring, and you need a quality ring to use a quality gem. Alright, well, I mean, if I hadn't just fucking sold everything I owned. Damn it, what do you got for sale? What are we using? Do we have an amulet? Do we have, do we have all our, basics filled? We have an amulet. A feather steel amulet. Just give me a defense plus 15. That's pretty good. It makes us faster, and we never trigger traps that require pressure. That's pretty good. I didn't absorb if we have the rings. We do. What are we using for rings? +5 physical power. +2 con. +4 physical save. +6 spell power. I mean, the spell power and mind power are wasted on us. But let's just see what he has for sale. Ring-wise. I read that as mainstreaming. Wanderer's Copper Amulet of mainstreaming. I'm like, what? It makes everybody like... Everybody adopts the style of wearing Wanderer's Copper Amulets? I don't know what that meant. That's pretty good. Jeez. Can't afford it. I like that. But do I like it enough to waste all my money on it when we already have something that's pretty good anyway? Nah. I don't like anything here enough to waste my money. No offense. And I don't mean to use the word waste in front of you, sir. I need my money. Where does this go? There's gotta be somebody in here to give us a quest. These guys are magically tilling the soil, I guess. Stop reason, interesting character. That's good. A tall woman stands before you. Her fair skin radiates incredible power through her white robes. I am Leanne. Oh, I just read your book. You're a very good writer, despite the accent. I am Leanne, the cockerel. Welcome to our city, Archer. What may I do for thee? I guess nothing. Nothing for now. Thanks for the book. Well, I think that's the entirety of the city. We have some cool shops up here, but nothing we need right now. Found a place to sell our gems. I guess that's kind of good. As to whether or not we'll ever do that again, or if we'll try to save them to make a ring. I mean, then again, if we made a ring we wouldn't use, what would be the point? Are we? Which one are we using? We're using our sling. Yeah. Let's go into the maze. Let's be amazed. You stride into this area without a second thought, while stifling a yawn. You feel your time may be better spent. I didn't notice what I'm supposed to be, but apparently this place is beneath me. Lore found, Diary of the Maze. I don't have any voices right now, guys. Obviously, I'm reusing them. Dear Diary, this is not a voice, this is just my voice. Lessons are off this week as my tutor has fallen ill, so I've decided to sneak out and have a wander around the old mazed ruins nearby. Can maze be used as an adjective? Mazed? Alright, I guess this person did it. I know, it's a diary, it's not like this person was publishing it. I know I'll get in trouble if I'm caught, but as long as I'm back in a couple of days, no one will notice. Besides, I get so bored, cooped up in those mountains. I want some fun. This is rather a dirty place, though, hot damn. I've come across a few bandits and snakes in here, but nothing to threaten a grade 3 mage like me. I remember hearing that this labyrinth used to be a prison used by the halfling king Rupar during the Age of Dusk, and that with the lawlessness of the time, captives were simply sent here to rot. Some say a magical curse infected the place and turned them into bull-like monsters that patrol the halls to this day. How exciting! Alright, cool. So there's minotaurs in this maze. Evidently. Alright. Let's go get this brass lantern for no reason. Well, maybe it's a better brass lantern. What does it do? Bright brass lantern of clarity. Very much like my brass lantern of health, but this one gives you other things. I like my health. Blue jelly. got some sort of shield around it. The golem, servant of Emoin the Ghoul. So I guess this guy animated it. Maybe if we kill Emoin, the golem will disappear. I don't know. But also with a shield around it, I think we can't really hurt it, or not much. I guess it has 100. The shield itself is 100 points, it looks like. But the fact that it's a servant of this dude, I wonder if, well, can't hit him, so. He's off balance and pinned. So I couldn't hurt him, but I pinned him. It looks like I did 92 damage. I think his shield will fail if I shoot him again. Yep. Die, golem. Let's try and use the... I'm going to try to use the number pad more. You know, the keypad, so I don't have to constantly press these things. Although the lack of benefit there is that you don't get to see what I've chosen to do. 1. Three alchemist agates. Oh, geez, I'm a little bit hurt. Let's go ahead and regen. What are you? A cut purse. And, a shadowy dude. But I know where you are. I think. Alan's sure shot, steady shot, misses something. I missed him again, goddammit. Got him. 1. There, I killed him. Whatever he was. Oh. Another Minotaur. What happened? I ran. Well, I mean, I jumped back. He used War Shout, which I guess confused me. Now, it occurs to me, don't we have Brain Locked, Mental Crust here. Renders a random talent unavailable. Talent cooldown is halved until the effect has worn off. We don't need this right now. I genuinely don't think this is a big threat, but cure yourself with 1 random mental effect. Let's just try it. We never use this. There. Problem solved. Headshot. 3. Dead. That's the only problem, is you're not going to know what I'm doing. It's going to look like I'm not doing anything other than left clicking, you know? Whereas if I do this, you're like, oh, I know exactly what that dude just did. How clever. 1. And if I just call the number, it's going to get very boring. You're going to hear my constant narration, which is 1, 3, 7. Oh, another assassin. Let's pin that motherfucker. You're pinned, sir. And then I shot the wall beside you to intimidate you. What do you think of that? 1. If I say 1, I mean headshot. I just may not think to say headshot. Let's pin it. Let's steady shot it. Let's laugh at his corpse. Stupid corpse. Let's steady shot this guy. Let's headshot this guy, even though he's invisible. And then shoot him. It looks like he might have stole some money from me, did he? You little fucker. Maybe. It sounded like it. Let's headshot him again. Let's jump away from blue ants. Because they're freaky. I guess I can't. Orc. Yeller jelly. That jelly was so yeller. What are you? A rogue. Headshot. Shot. I'm getting a little cocky, and I'm just walking around like while my health is low. A scorching brass lantern of clarity. What does it do? Light radius plus 5. Is this one not light radius plus 5? Yeah, it is. So this one's only plus 3. I don't know if the light is helping us. I have no idea. If it would be dim down here enough for this. Look at this guy having a party. the hell happened there? He used a rune, blink. Headshot. Unerring scalpel. The scalpel was used by the dread sorcerer Corpul. That dude again? When he began learning the necromantic arts in the Age of Dusk, many were the bodies, living and dead, that became unwilling victims of his terrible experiments. We're not going to use it, I don't think. I like using all my other shit. But let's take a look at it. It's probably like a dagger quality. Yeah, it does. Interesting. Apparently you get penalties when you attack unseen enemies. I don't need that, though. I don't think. Let's press Z. So this shield around this guy implies he's got something going for him. Sustained talents shield wall. Incidentally, we have a sustained talent somewhere. I don't even remember what it was. I thought we did, or maybe we didn't pick it up. But what it is when you have it on, I don't know if you have to use it, or if it's just like permanently like a passive thing. But it takes a chunk of your stamina and sets that aside. So whatever the cost of this is, as long as this is going, he has a chunk of stamina missing, is what it basically means. Don't like it. Regen. Let's try to get rid of this guy because he scares me. How's he doing? He's down at 48. We got him next shot. He's dead. Oh, I keep pressing Z. I meant to press 1. I pressed the wrong key. Alright, we found a Spellblaze shard. This jagged crystal glows with an unnatural light. A strap of cloth is wrapped around one end as a handle. So I guess it's another maybe it's a side blade or maybe it's a dagger. It's a dagger, a tier 2 dagger. But again, I like what I'm using. I think. A couple of storm drakes. Dealt with them before. When you see the red thing around him, you can guess I'm probably headshotting. Without my having to fill you in on that fact. New cape. Cope, whatever you call it. Cloak, rather. Defense 1, +3 willpower, +6 mental save. Defense 6, +1 willpower, +1 magic, physical save, +5. We're going to stick with what we got. I mean, we have to clear this place out, right? It's part of the it's part of the quest, so we got to do this, whether it seems to think we should be bored or not. We're using Alavor, the Umber Ripper. Armor +1. This is armor +3. So far, I like the new one better. Effects on melee hit. I assume that means when we're hit. 10% chance to reduce damage dealt by 14%. Gives us +2 strength, +4 magic. Stamina extra 0.3 each turn, and +10 maximum stamina overall. Not that big a deal for us, but what does this do? Armor +3 fatigue, a little more fatiguing. +2 constitution, +3% mind power, maybe? Mental save, +9, mana when firing critical spell. I mean, in many ways, it's not that big a deal to us. We need heavy armor training anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter, but interesting to note. Where's the new gloves we just picked up? Are these them? Maybe these are them. Restful hardened leather gloves of magic. +2 armor. Again, what are we using right now? Are these heavy? No. Accuracy +10, armor +1, armor +2, changes +2 magic. Life regen is nice, but I think the accuracy is important for us. Nothing. recycle that right now. Just to not get confused later on. This guy can poison. Let's get rid of the poisoner. Ugh, not again. Dead ends over here. Vined Mind Star. Not going to need it, but we can transmogrify it. Steady shot. Oh, you bastard. I was trying to shoot him, but just as I clicked it, he disappeared. Steady shot. Dead. Quit following me. Thieves. Lots of them over here. They're just like flickering in and out of visibility. No fair, because this guy disappeared. I can't do my jump. Let's do this. Steady shot. Headshot. Steady shot, you bastard. Headshot. Let's use our "you can move quickly, sir" thing. Steady shot him. Headshot him. Point in doing that. Alright, fuck it. Back into a corner, let's just start shooting. Pin shot this guy. Thank you for all your money, thieves. Alright, let's press Z again. Oh, rather headshot. Oh, damn it. Unless it's headshot. I missed something. Headshot. Z. White ooze. Spellhunter's Guide, Part 3. How to Kill a Magic User. I think we're in for another reading, guys. Oh, we went up a level. That's nice. Alright, look at this, eh? Heavy armor training. We could get it, and then we could use it, I guess. I'm assuming that once we at level 1, it allows you to wear heavy mail armor, gauntlets, and helms. So let's get it, so at least we can start using some of the other stuff we found. Let's put our strength up for once. Let's take the heavy armor training, so at least we're allowed to use heavy armor in conjunction with it. We'll keep our light breastplate. But now we can use other gauntlets and boots and shit if we want to. And let's get our headshot all the way to max. I'm happy with that. Alright. Let's take a look and see if that changes anything we want to do here. I don't like that this stuff sticks around when I'm trying to, look and compare. So we could now use this instead, pardon me. More armor and more constitution. Admittedly, it also has effects like, well, I guess we could have always used this, actually. Did it say, oh, maybe, yeah, heavy armor training. Yeah, we can use it now. I think we're going to use it in preference to the old ones. I don't think we can use shields yet. We haven't got there yet. Right? Shield training required. Yeah, we don't have that yet. What about those heavy gloves? Do we like them? No, I still prefer my old gloves. Spellhunter's Guide Part 3, How to Kill a Magic User. When a magic user is captured, they must be slain, and slain fast. Captivity is too great a risk. Preferably they should be killed in a way that utterly removes any means for the body to recover through arcane force. Remember that coming back from the dead is no alien feat to these abominations. Beheading is simple and effective, especially in a hurry, but ideally their other limbs should be removed too, and sealed in separate metal cases wrapped in willow bark. Devouring by animals is sometimes used, but not advised, as it can... Sorry, I just thought I noticed something, but I did not. Did I? Is this... I doubt it. It looks to me like this font is slightly bigger than this font, but I don't think so. Is not advised, as it can, at the very least, can cause severe diarrhea in the animals, and at the worst can leave you facing a pack of fire-breathing hellhounds corrupted by the mana wielder's aura. Freezing is ineffective, and no magic user can ever be frozen to death, in spite of what rumors you may have heard. Anyone you have heard of that was frozen to death was either not a mage or was pretending. Burning is popular amongst the less educated towns, but typically no witch or wizard of power would ever allow themselves to be caught, bound, and put to stake without finding a means of escape. Simply putting together the necessary firewood takes too long, even if stalked in advance. Usually those executed in this manner are magic sympathizers rather than true magic users. Whilst, strictly speaking, this does not carry the penalty of death, it does well to set an example for others and to warn arcane users to stay well away from the community. The best method, if time and situation allows, is to very slowly slice the caster to death. Say with Corporal's scalpel. One should have them securely bound in a sealed room, the willow bark or beech wood around their wrists and cranium. One should start by slowly slicing off the toes, fingers, and other extremities before slicing through all the limbs and finally the torso. Do not cut open the skull in case resident demons escape. The head should be put into a metal box and incinerated for 24 hours with the rest of the remains. Extremely sharp instruments are needed for the job, and do not be surprised if they need resharpening several times during the process, as it is a typical warlock's trick to harden their bones before the procedure as a final act of spite. I'm guessing that's all made up bullshit. Let's take a look at our new hat. Cleansing Wizard Hat of Lightning. Defense +1, +6% blight resistance, 5% nature resistance, 16% lightning resistance, and also do 11% damage, lightning. So it's got +3 constitution. I'm going to stick with it. We could theoretically wear this now, right? No, you massive armor training. Could theoretically wear this if we wanted to. I'm not going to because we have the bonuses of the other one, but interesting to note. Perhaps we'll build up the bonuses with the heavy as well, although it would feel very stupid to have, wasted points on both. There's another ant, guys, a lot of ants. What did the Pink Panther say when he killed the giant fire ant? Dead ant. 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 Just like I could say now, because I killed one. We got a anti-magic bush, that's fine. Let's go open this if we can. Open the chest? Not yet. Yeah, A, let's deal with this dude. And B, I wanted all my talents back, Headshot. Headshot. Open. It made a bunch of shit appear. Let's use our boots of, or our infusion of, hey, look how fast I am. Official title. Lightning to me. I think the lightning ant did, actually. Well then, I can't get him from here. Is he lightninging up? Should I jump away or something? Or should I shoot from the sky? Is that a projectile? I don't know if it is. He's just using lightning speed. Alright, we got him. Let's regenerate. The fact that it's purple, I think, means like, hey, this is fucking amazing. But we're not using a fucking battle axe. Looks pretty good. Ugh. Umber Hulk. Midges. Did it split, or is that two of them just happen to be there? Use splits in two. Interesting. What do we got here? Zibberner, the sandworm, which is now pinned. A steady shot at Zibberner is dead. Let's see what we got there. There's some sort of ammo for our sling. It's funny how much... Oh, look at this, Jesus. Check it all out in a minute. Let me look at this sling ammo first. Not seen. That's... I don't know. Let's look at this. Need dexterity 16, which is better than, than we need for this. Is probably just better. Firing range is 1 extra square. That's great. Gives us plus 8 willpower and plus 11 constitution. Maximum life plus 18. And all looks good. I think we're going to do that. Even though this one gave us a bit of lightning damage, I think I like the idea of being able to fire further. Let's take a look at something, guys. So we're at 484 maximum health. We're using our bow for the moment. Yeah, so if you're not using that set, it doesn't stay with you, Let's try and use the bow briefly, just to see if we like it. Will we even notice a difference? I don't know. These are both big bad people. They're both red names, Uniques. He's got a shield around him. Let's go for the other guy for now. Let's make sure we are regenerating. Let's not take this lightly. It would be very easy to do that. Let's run. Let's steady shot the wolf. Let's headshot the wolf. How's it doing? It's getting a little dicey here, guys. Let's use our thing that we don't have to swap, doesn't take an extra turn to do. He's got a shield around him now. Let's get out of this guy's line. Oh, he can't do it? Okay, never mind. Steady shot. Option unlocked. We got another new class, Skirmisher Rogue. In Maj'Eyal, threats are... Did we die? No. Threats are everywhere when you walk the wildlands. Some rogues prefer to forego the use of stealth, instead using their cunning skills to kill silently from afar with a sling, well protected with a buckler. You've learned the power of counter-striking from afar, and can now create characters with a Skirmisher class. Skirmishers are highly mobile rogues that specialize in running and gunning, using slings to harass, debilitate, and wear down enemies before finishing them off with extremely quick attacks. Vault and roll around your foes, staying one step ahead and just out of reach. Cripple your opponents and unleash a torrent of sling bullets. Block enemy fire with your buckler mastery and counterattack. Skirmisher use stamina to fuel their techniques, which replenishes slowly over time. Okay. Our health is pretty low, guys. Our saturation is high. We are getting back, points right now. This guy is close to death, but he's not dead. We can't run yet. The leap away doesn't seem to be working. We could put up our evasion, but that's one turn gone where we could have been, killing this fucker. I don't know if he's been hitting me from afar. It doesn't say anything over here anymore, of course. But I do think our we're at one of those moments where we could die very easily. Let's at least use this. Get 124 health back. I'm going to throw on the evasion thing. And now I'm going to start trying to kill this guy. We gotta... we should get that gone. Is that instant, by the way? 0% of a turn, so definitely do that whenever you see the opportunity. Let's go ahead and steady shot him. Alright, at least the wolf is dead. Let's try and pin him. Oh no, let's not do... yeah, let's do it. We don't have the... We're going to take that to the face. I hope it's not going to hurt us too bad. Lael and the Minotaurs shoot. His shot, you mean? I can't shoot it from the sky because this is still recharging. And I don't think moving is going to... I assume moving it doesn't, instantly, alter its trajectory. So maybe we'll just ignore it and hope for the best. Or we'll get this going again. Can't get rid of that one yet. Fuck, we're in trouble, guys. I can headshot him at least. He's almost dead. I think we're going to be okay, but it's going to be iffy. Alright, we got it. Let's fucking wait here. Let's infusion heal again, even though it means we're still saturating like crazy. Alright, we are back. Let's pick up the Immaculate Great Steel Great Maul, not even look at it. Let's look at the robe. Might be worthwhile. Evita, the growth power. 0 defense, 0 armor gives us +2 willpower, changes +11 resistance, no, +11 to all, and +22% to fire. Changes our damage a bit, spell save. Very cool, but I don't think we're going to go with it. Get this dagger that we're probably not going to use. Let's just take it. I don't think it was Chillbone. I don't know which one it was. Here's a guy to shoot. That was all using our bow, guys. I don't know if we would have been more effective with our sling. I haven't really figured it out. Again, I need to know, because the sling damage of those sling shots that I have, the actual sling stones I have to use, somewhere in my inventory, seems so much higher than everything else I have that it feels like there must be a mitigating circumstance. Otherwise it feels like I just got gifted something too powerful, And also it hasn't seemed exceptionally effective, more so than other things. So I need to know if it really is doing the 35 to 50 damage. I don't know what that is. I know it's a holdover from the Spell Blaze that we just learned about, but I don't know what to do with it, if anything. I'm not going to go near it. Bethethra, the cut purse, has something swirling as Bone Shield. I don't know what a Bone Shield does, mind you. He also has temporary charm damage 2 and psionic shields 5. Alright, we got rid of those at least. We're not hurting him much, are we? Let's try and steady shot him. Let's headshot him. He did something to me. What was it? Pacification Hex. The target is hexed, granting it 19% chance each turn to be dazed for 3 turns. Jesus. Spell save reduced the duration of this effect? Not at all. This could be bad. Spell shocked. Overwhelming magic has temporarily interfered with all damage resistances, lowering them at 20%. Dazed. The target is dazed, rendering it unable to move, having all damage done. Defense, saves, accuracy, spell, mind, and physical power. Any damage will remove the daze. That's a physical effect. Magical cross-tier, magical cross-tier. I don't think this will affect any of them, right? Activate it to cure yourself one random mental effect. I mean, I could still do it just for the sake of keeping myself in the game. Pain suppression. Let's just keep shooting because we're still doing some damage. And if we kill him fast enough, well, there you go. It won't matter. Let's wait all this shit out. How's our health? What do we get from this guy? Some sort of ring? How do I keep having enough space here? Oh, maybe it's got to scroll down now. Maybe not. Sorry. Where's the ring we just picked up? Not the copper ring. Thoughts? This thing's got a firing range of 7 as well. Let's switch out our current old sling. We never used the healing ability of this anyway. Did have some lightning damage too, but this one's got a range of 7. Plus 7 acid damage. And now that we're using a new sling that can shoot 7, we'll switch back to the sling for now. But also, where's the ring? Come on, I did pick it up, didn't I? I did. Let's just go to rings. Or jewelry. But according to this, I don't have anything. We're not going to use this. Let's go ahead and transmogrify now. Maybe it'll open up some more shit. Like some of our shit got shoved down here, and I don't seem able to... I can use this, I guess. I can use my keyboard to go down. Spider Bright. Power 81 with a 22 cooldown. When wielded or worn, damage when hit, melee 2 nature. So damage when I hit them, 2 extra nature damage, I'm guessing. I get plus 5% arcane resistance. Plus 5% arcane penetration? I don't know. Critical multiplier plus 20%. That sounds good. It can be used to set up a psionic shield, reducing all damage taken by 81 for 5 turns. That's pretty frickin' good. We would have to get rid of something, though. We'd have to pull out one of these if we were going to do it. It'd probably be this one. We also have this. Jesus, what's this thing? Alright, let's take a look at this. So we're using currently the Deadly Pouch of Dwarven Steel Shots of Accuracy. 38 to 45 power. These have 38 to 45 power. 3 armor piercing. 3 armor piercing. Okay, dexterity 24 required. Oops. Likewise. Accuracy bonus 0.2, armor penetration plus 3. Accuracy plus 5, armor penetration plus 3. So far those other ones are better. They have the extra accuracy, but this has plus 9% critical chance. Travel speed twice normal. Damage plus 5 nature. I guess we're going to switch. Plus 2 reloads per turn. We're going to switch over to the no, not the day rage. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Arabella. I think I'm probably going to switch over to Jesus Christ, guys. Got too much I'm carrying. Spider Bright. Just because the ability to use that shield could be such a lifesaver. Physical power plus 5, plus 2 constitution. Physical save plus 4, spell power. The spell power and mind power doesn't help us in the least, but this one has it as well. Plus 2 dex, plus 2 con. Could I not do it? Oh, it went here. Pardon me. It goes there instead. Although, still might be worth it. Let's put it there for now. What is that? It's a projectile. Let's shoot that projectile. Boom. Here he comes, whoever this is. Onolug. A minor demon. The fact that it's yellow, I think it's unique. A gaunt, vaguely humanoid shape, featuring unadorned gray leathery skin. Its arms and legs seem somehow too long, and it stands tall. Its glowing red eyes shine with both cruelty and a deep, frightening intellect. Faction is Fearscape. Whatever, we haven't learned about the factions yet. Making short work of him with my new sling. Jesus. Oh, this guy. Not sure if he's taking money or what. I keep hearing sounds that sound like money. But I don't really know. I think this guy's going to be honest in a second. Why can't my jump ever work? I don't know. Always so much coming. Let's use our ring. So we should have for 5 turns. Reduces all incoming damage by 81. That's pretty good, I think. I says. Letter to Rolf. We had one of these before, didn't we? This is a Scottish guy, wasn't it? Letter to Rolf. Dear Rolf, the Antslayer. Ha! Such trials you have overcome. Forget dragons and demons. Here we have a hero who has survived against ants. I shall deliver this joyous news to Last Hope with all haste. Perhaps there shall be a parade in your honour. I hope you registered the sarcasm in my previous words, but I obviously cannot expect much from one who struggles with insects. Allow me to share with you knowledge of a beast, rather more fitting of a true adventurer to behold. True adventurer to behold. My travels had taken me south, and as I walked one night along an abandoned mountain pass, imagining what treasures and trials the next day may bring, a brilliant light filled my vision. I stood in its radiance, the land around me illuminated, so that it almost appeared to be in broad daylight, and that was when I saw it. Actually, I think it was from Ralph before. Maybe they're both Scottish. Such a magnificent sight, with wings of fire leaving the air itself hissing and smouldering in its wake. I could only watch with rapt amazement as it alighted on a rocky outcrop mere yards away from me, the stone beneath its talons warping from its tremendous heat. It was at that moment, Rolf, that I realized that this was what being an adventurer was about. There is always more in this world of ours to amaze and astonish us. Learn from my experiences. Wiseman. Alright, Wiseman. You are a wise man. That's Zed again. Alright. Zed. Am I on something? What happened here? All resources and life at maximum. Okay, that's fine. Alright, we're ready to go. Let's go down, guys. Transmogrification chest. Iron Torque of Mind Blast. We could use this. Use to blast the opponent's mind, dealing 108 mind damage. Nah. Silencing them, that'd be good. Good against spellcasters, that's for sure. Pardon me. So much gold. Dust to Dust, an Undead Hunter's Guide by Aslabor Boris. Oh dear God. This is all good again, guys. I'm not berating this. This is awesome. This is a great thing to have in the game. I'm very conscious that you're watching. I'm very conscious it's been a really long episode, and yet I'd be totally going against, what's good for you to skip this. So let's at least read it. An Undead Hunter's Guide by Aslabor, and for me, for that matter, Boris. So apparently I'm a legend now. Ha! Knock a vampire's head off with a great ball, and suddenly you're up there with Toknar and Mervinia, apparently. More and more often these days, I get novice adventurers coming up to me, asking me for advice when it comes to battling the undead. My first instinct was to tell them to get back home and become bakers or gardeners or something. If they need crib notes for combat, they obviously aren't cut out for it. But then I was thinking, these are good kids. Heck, I'd buy every man and woman in the world who's bumped off a ghoul a free drink if I could. If they want help when it comes to putting down necromancer slime and their chilling creations, I'd be more than happy to oblige. Not much of a writer, but let's see. First, ghouls. Every once in a while, people come to me and say, are all necromancers truly evil? Surely necromancy could be used for good. Isn't it wrong to discriminate against others simply because of the magics they practice? To these people, the first thing I usually say, shortly after giving them a black eye, is to take a look at a ghoul. Take a good, long look. Take in the diseased, putrescent flesh. Take in the oozing, exposed organs. Take in its features, slowly rotting to mulch. It used to be a person. It used to have a family, people who loved it. Now it's a walking corpse, its only desire being death and the mad, all-encompassing consumption of living flesh. Are all necromancers truly evil? 1,000 times? Yes. Even this most basic of undead minions can strike terror into the unprepared. The multitude of diseases that a normal ghoul carries are contagious in a manner many adventurers do not truly appreciate until they see the sores and necrosis visibly spreading up their arm from where a ghoul bit them. Such maladies must be dealt with promptly. If bitten by a ghoul, immediately plunge the afflicted area in scalding hot water, then wrap it quickly in clean cloth lined with mugwort and quartz powder. The wound must remain dressed for 3 weeks, with new dressings applied every 4 days, and make sure to burn the old ones. Failing the above, a wild infusion also works splendidly. 2. Skeletons. What guide to the undead would be complete without mentioning the humble skeleton? Despite these clattering and chittering bones of the deceased often looking so fragile that a stiff breeze could break them apart, overlooking, of course, the fact that a breeze would blow through the ribcage and not affect them in any way, in many ways they are more dangerous than their ghoul cousins. With no masses of rotted and ruined flesh to reanimate, necromancers can commit themselves fully to bestowing some level of fighting skill on a reanimated skeleton, and since a fighter's weapons will often last as long as his bones will, skeletons are usually armed and sometimes even armored. The potential skill of a skeleton doesn't stop at melee weapons either. Fallen archers take up their bows once again, and although difficult by comparison, some necromancers can even grant dead mages their magic powers once again. Some adventurers find themselves baffled when it comes to fighting skeletons. How do you destroy a foe who, by all rights, should be destroyed already? To these adventurers, I say take heart. No, seriously, take his heart out. The more broken and incomplete a body is, the more effort it takes to keep it reanimated. As most necromancers see skeletons as the lowest of low peons, you can expect a good few good blows, to easily dissipate the minimal effort their efforts put into creating them. Okay, that's that. No, it's not. Oh, fuck, we could have scrolled down the other ones too, I betcha. Well, we're not going back. Whites are not duck amongst the undead. Often not created by necromancers specifically, but instead raising their own... You know what? You can read this yourself, guys. I'll read it myself as well. I'll come back and read it. I don't want to waste like 30 minutes reading this stuff. Pause it anywhere you want. If we come across somebody, maybe we'll try and get back to this lore and we'll look it up. If we come across a monster specific that we need to know about, we'll come back to Mr. Aslabor Boris and learn his shit. Till then, no. Lore found Diary of the Maze. I'm having so much fun. Probability travel is making this little trip a breeze, and you should have seen the look on that bandit's face when I came out one wall, disappeared through another, and came around behind him. I still remember Archmage Terrellian's lecture about the spell. Probability effects can be employed for ease of use, but beware of relying on them. With ease of use comes ease of mind and a weakening of one's will and concentration. Soon one will find oneself in a situation of risk, bereft of normal judgment of danger and low on the mental resources to save oneself. Heed thee well. How dumb does he really think I am? Besides, I'm enjoying myself. I'm having an adventure. I saw something. I don't know what it was, but it was big and shadowy. But when I tried chasing it, I got lost. Maybe I just imagined it? No, I'm sure it must be something cool and exciting. I just have to keep exploring. This guy's dead. Let me check the time, guys. It's been well over an hour. I know that. Let me see how drastically over an hour. We're at an hour and 20 minutes. We're just starting a new level. I don't think we have time to finish the maze in its entirety. It's just going to take too damned long. So I think we're going to call it right here. We are on level 2 of the maze. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's 3 levels deep. Maybe it's 4 levels deep. I'm not sure. But I think we're going to continue that in a future episode and call it right here. I'm still enjoying this quite a bit. It's just a lot of reading. And if I wasn't, if I wasn't being observed, I'd probably just be reading it and thrilled about it. So that is not a complaint. That's just recognizing that I have a duty to keep the game apace. I'll talk to you all later. Have a lovely, lovely day wherever you are. And I'll be back as soon as I can be. Tomorrow I've got to go record in studio, and I'm going to be... it's not till the afternoon, late afternoon, and I can't risk blowing up my voice tonight or tomorrow with further recording. So this will be it for now, but... I'll be back as soon as I can. And Saturday I work a double, so we'll see if there's any more for a few days. But if not, I'll be back when I'm back. Talk to you later. Let's save the game manually. There you go. We saved it. Exit. Save it again. Why not? See ya.